we're good to go. So the reason that I chose this particular task to be the first task is that the outcome of the person that we want to be in our future self, we are never going to achieve this state of mind, this place in our life, in our business, in our health, in our relationships, unless we confront the guy that we are today. Okay, this was a really harsh lesson for me to learn, because what I refused to do was accept where I was. I was avoiding taking a look at the reflection in the mirror. And because I was avoiding that, I was burying my head in the sands to the true issues that was going on in my life. And because of that, my identity was affected, my health was affected, my relationships was affected, like pretty much everything was affected. So I wasn't able to progress or move forwards. And quite often, when we are inconsistent, when we start trying to improve ourselves and we fall back to bad habits, it's usually because we haven't come to this place here. Okay, we haven't recognized where we are in terms of the magnitude of the situation we're in. There is a real pandemic in terms of men's a crisis with men, in terms of identity, in terms of mental health, in terms of emotional health, in terms of physical health, being overweight, in terms of divorce, drinking too much alcohol, and a lot of self-sabotage and negative self-chat. And one of the things that I really want to encourage, and one of the things that I like to do when I'm working with guys, is really get guys to understand what that place looks like. Because what it becomes is the alternative. Now, the alternative to showing up becomes that picture, that reflection in the mirror that you're looking at. And quite often, a lot of people are relying on motivation. Now, motivation is a really poor source of drive or energy to base any change or transformation on, because it's very short term. Motivation is like love, jealousy, hatred. They're emotions, right, that come and they go and they're triggered by situations. Now this week, I'm sure at some point you'll feel motivated about change and transformation, but that motivation will wane. So what we need is an emotional connection to showing up. We need that emotional connection to getting up in the morning and training, to eating better food, to performing better in our career, to not being a dick to our wife, to being the dad that our kids need us to be. So we need that. And when we don't have motivation, we don't show up and we take the easy option. So we result and we fall back into old habits, bad habits, right? So we need some fire, and that fire is the alternative. Because when you decide not to get up and when you decide not to show up, you're basically recognizing the place you're going to. So the place with no purposeful direction, no direction at all. The place where you go where there's no progress and no process. You are just firefighting one wall after the other through life. So one problem comes along, you ignore it or it consumes you and you struggle with it. A conflicting identity. So not really understanding where you're going and who you are and what your principles are and what your character is, not understanding your potential as a guy, maybe losing that self-esteem, that self-belief in yourself. And you just kind of sitting there going, who am I? I'm hollow, I'm empty. The no structure, no routine, no drive and no motivation is a direct result of all of those above. So this ends up becoming the alternative, right? This is that picture, that's that reflection that we don't want to come back to. And it's important that you understand that. And the reason you did your scores today was because I wanted each and every single one of you to think about each one of those pillars and go, man, where am I falling short in my health? Okay, what am I doing well in my health? And the same with each pillar. So it makes you think, right? And when was the last time you did that? When was the last time you looked at your life and went, I'm just going to assess it and see where I'm at? Because if you think about an audit, we audit schools, we audit businesses, we audit teachers and individuals' performances to show them where they can improve. But do we ever do that with our own lives? We probably don't, right? So congratulations to those that did do it. You now have a good understanding about where you are. You now understand that that is your start point, and that everything from here on in is about progressing you further away from that place to the future self of you. The fitter, stronger, mentally, emotionally, and physically stronger version of you that becomes happier and more direct with the way that they're going and the place that they're going, okay? I just have to very quickly put that over there like that. Sorry, guys. Okay. So well done for getting to that stage. Now, what I want to talk about is how we move forwards, how we improve those scores, and the things that we need to do to improve the mental resilience. Now, I've spoken about the place, our future self. This is a place of pleasure. This is a place where we feel balanced, happy, have a sense of control, a sense of consistency, and a sense of clarity about where we go. And we do that by finding purposeful direction, a path to success, whatever success is for you. Okay, we do that by building the internal best version of yourself, which then forces it on the outside. We become well planned, drilled, and disciplined. Okay, and then we have that fire in the belly to show up. All right, guys. So to get to this point, there are 3 focuses that I feel we need. Okay, there's education, community, and accountability. And these are going to be, if you like, the foundations and fundamentals to building your mental resilience and your state of mind, which is this, and I'm going to go over that in just a second. So in terms of curriculum or education, there has to be, you're going through that right now. So what you're doing right now is a form of education and curriculum. You're learning more about yourself. You're discovering more about yourself. Some things you'll agree with me with, some things you won't. But you'll take those gold nuggets that you do learn from me and you'll implement them into your life to improve yourself, hopefully. Okay, whether you like it or not, we have to start learning how to live again. We have to re-educate ourselves, because when we last were in education, we were 18, 19, 20. Okay, and we went through college and maybe university. Then we come out and we entered into the world and we were left to it by ourselves. And we will go through life trying to figure everything out for ourselves. We get married, we have kids, maybe we get divorced, we end up in a career that not necessarily we thought was going to be our dream career. All of our dreams, aspirations, goals, they're all kind of put on hold because we've got kids. Then we become tired. Then we become fatigued. Then we lose our way. Then we wonder who the fuck we are. Some people get divorced, some people stay happily married. But there's always that empty hollowness that we're looking for. And the education and curriculum side of things is when we start exploring and self-evaluating and self-developing ourselves. It's a way of learning more. We do it with fitness, we do it with mindset, we do it with attitude, we do it with state of mind. The second thing is community. Okay, so community is absolutely crucial, because if you're doing this by yourself, 99.99% of people will not make it through. And that's not me being negative, that's me having done this for 12 years, having spoken to thousands of men. It's the same things that are occurring over and over and over again. I can guarantee you, in fact, I know, with all of the hundreds of men that we have in our mastermind coaching program right now, with all of the guys that have come through, every single one of them is surprised and astonished that there is a group of men that are exactly the same as them, that think the same, that are going through the same things. And how powerful to bring a network or a movement of men together to recognize those things together, to be able to drop the ego, drop the pride, drop the stubbornness, and actually say, yeah, do you know what? I'm fucking not performing the way I should be. I want to be better at what I'm doing. I want to feel happier. I want to know what my meaning is to being here. I want to understand how I perform or have a legacy for my children. I want to know how I'm happier in a career. I want to know how I lose this belly because I can't see my dick. Do you know what I mean? I want to know how I improve my relationship with my wife so I'm actually showing up for her. I want to know how I show up for my kids and lead from the front. And that is a community. When you share those things and you share those values and characters and those mindsets that you go through, it becomes very, very powerful because you draw on other people's inspiration. Make sense? Hope so. Okay, if this is making sense so far, just hit the blue thumb button. It's just so that I know that it's making sense for you. The last one here is accountability. Without doubt, accountability is the number one fundamental bonus, module, whatever you want to call it, to distinguish the difference between those succeed on that path of improving and transforming themselves and those that continue for 2 weeks and fall back. Continue for 2 weeks and fall back. If you think about our children, If we did not hold our children accountable, what do you think would happen? When my boy walks through the door and he dosses his bag on the floor and he leaves his shoes there and he goes up and he plays Xbox, you know, imagine that he'd be there till 3 o'clock in the morning, right? So you've got to go and do your homework, go and sort out your packed lunch, go and do the washing up, go and do some exercise, go and do this, go and do that. So you chase them up step by step. Otherwise, they just end up going their own route. Accountability for men is absolutely crucial because it's about backing up and doing what you said you would do. It's about somebody saying, hey, dude, like, why aren't you doing what you said you were going to do? Or if someone is in a downward spiral, it's about somebody, hey, there's a hand, give us a hug, let's focus. This is the direction that we need to take. Here's the action plan. Let's go. Accountability is powerful, right? And then when you have curriculum, community, and accountability, you have a real powerful commodity brought together that creates a huge result for you. This future belief. And along this process, you learn who you are. You learn what you're about. You learn what you've got in the tank. You learn higher levels of accountability. You improve mental resilience. You improve the way that you show up. You improve your awareness. You build purposeful direction. Purposeful direction is not something we just go in and we flick the light switch and we've got it. Purposeful direction, an elite operating mentality, is built up over building 1% wins a day every day. So a 1% win is a small win. A small win every single day. Just chinking away. And over a period of time, all those 1% lead to a huge win. And then we up the game and we go 1% a day every single day. And if you show up 1% a day, 24/7, 365 every day for the rest of your life, you cannot go wrong. So 1% wins are things like beating your snooze button, tracking your calories, getting 10,000 steps, saying no to something that's going to distract you, buying the wife flowers, putting the kids to bed, reading them a story, not having that last pint. Small things that slowly rewire your mindset. Now we're going to go into the mindset right now, okay? And I'm going to show you how all of this model kind of comes together for you. There's bacon in it. So this is what I call the fort. This is basically another word for your state of mind. This is the headquarters of everything that you do in here. In between these two ears is your brain and your state of mind. It dictates everything that's going on in your life. It dictates whether you like me or not. It dictates whether you think I'm talking sense or not. It dictates whether you want to sign up to these 5 days or not. It dictates whether you're going to be a good husband and make the right decisions. It dictates whether you're going to make the decision to go to the gym or make an excuse. It dictates whether you're going to leave your job or go all in on that side hustle that you've been working on. Every decision you make, everything you do is from here. So we need to make sure it's bombers and your mental resilience is strong. Now, this pain model, this alternative as we call it, this has a huge effect on your state of mind. So all of these things that we go through and more, by the way, this is just touching the surface, right? There's anxiety, there's depression, okay, there's misplaced direction, there's relationships, there's all sorts of things that are going on there. About half an hour, what's up? Okay, love you. This then encroaches on that state of mind. This then starts to cause anxiety, depression, booze, gambling, making excuses, feeling sorry for ourselves, pity party, victim mentality. And suddenly that's the way that our brain starts working because we're allowing this into our world. All right, does that make sense to you guys? I hope so. So this is the life we're living. This is how it's affecting our mindset. I feel like I'm drawing orders for battle. So what we then have here are our 3 fundamentals, okay? Now this is where we counter this to create that future self. So when we bring this into the equation, This helps build that state of mind by education, by learning, by doing things like this 5-day challenge, by doing maybe programs that you're on, by maybe getting coached, by maybe reading books, by maybe watching YouTube videos, by maybe going to the gym and learning how to exercise correctly. Okay, and then community, all of those things that I've talked about. So ours is the brotherhood and all our WhatsApp coaching sessions. And then there's accountability, okay, doing what you said you were going to do. So all of these things here that I explained earlier, what they slowly do to your state of mind is they start reinforcing that thought, okay, that thought right there. So they start making your mindset a lot stronger, a lot more robust, a lot more resilient to the negatives that's coming in here, right? And all of these things affect our 4 pillars. So the 4 pillars we work off is health, relationships, business, and personal development. Now you can see in each corner, I've kind of almost created what I would say is a sentry. Like these are protecting your mindset. So it's important to get balance. We're going to make sure that we're managing our health, mentally, emotionally, and physically. We're going to make sure we're nurturing our relationships, okay, with the closest people to us and our peers and friends. We're going to make sure that we're constantly personally developing. And we want to make sure that our business or our career is in order, okay? And we're not overwhelmed with work, pressures, etc. So the more we do this, the stronger and thicker that force field around our state of mind becomes, okay? Does that make sense with everyone so far? If you don't mind, just hit the blue thumb button for me. That would be brilliant. So that then creates logical, non-emotional, non-impulsive actions and decisions that are going to benefit you. So they're going to benefit you in this direction, okay? By being more balanced, by being happier, having more control of your time, your energy, your productivity, by being more consistent with your actions, i.e. not falling off the wagon after 2 weeks, having more clarity about what you want out of life and how you get there, okay? And it just then flips into all of those characters. And what you've done is identified the things that are affecting this. Now this week, and the things that we're doing, you've got all 3 of them at the very basic level. We have education, so I'm trying to educate you, teach you basically what's going on. Okay, and throughout the week, I'm going to teach you a little bit about being fit for life. I'm going to teach you how to be the priority of yourself on Wednesday. Thursday, I'm going to teach you how to have a morning routine and how to structure that. And on Friday, I'm going to teach you how to plan ahead and plan forward. So all of those things, you're then going to go away from those 5 days and you're going to put that into your future self. All right, make sense? Some of you might come on board and do the 90 days with us and then take that to the next step, okay? But that's for later on. So there's our model. There's what's happening. So what I want you to do, if you are watching and you're up for the challenge, is I want you tomorrow morning to go back to this post that I'm doing now, and I want you to reevaluate your scores, okay? And I want you to, instead of telling me what's wrong, is tell me how you're going to go up by 1 point on each one. So if you're a 5 in health, I want you to tell me what you're going to do to be a 6. So you'll go health, 5, here's what I need to do to be a 6, bang. And you're going to do it in the comments in this video. You're not going to do it now because I want you to reflect on this video and I want you to think about it overnight, and I want you to get up in the morning and think about it. And before, as well as doing tomorrow's challenge isn't that big a deal, won't take you all day. I want you to at some point come back and do that because I think it'll be really beneficial for you. All right, guys. So there's a couple of things in terms of considerations. Okay, this process takes as long as you, in terms of, it's going to take as long as it takes for each individual. Each individual is going to be different. There are some key elements that I see when I'm coaching guys, or my team and me are coaching guys through our 90-day program or for our brotherhood, is that this creeps back in every now and then. It's not the end of the world, okay? It is not the end of the world. Here's a couple of reality checks for all of us, okay? Shit happens. There are bad days. There are going to be days when you lose, Okay, I'm quite happy to admit that 3 weeks ago, I had a bomb dropped on me on the Monday, and it took me most of the week with all of my skills, my drills, and my mental resilience to kind of work out of that bomb. Okay, and that is just real life. But the key thing here is, gents, is that number one bad day doesn't become one bad week. One bad week doesn't become one bad month, and one bad month doesn't become one bad year. And that one bad year does not become a bad lifestyle. So what I'm saying, although I had a nightmare week, I still managed to achieve everything I needed to do because the discipline's there. Like, I still go through all of the same things that every single one of you are writing down there on those audits. I'm just a few chapters ahead of you in terms of my thought probably being a little bit stronger than yours right now, a little bit better conditioned. This is a conditioning. Just like when you go to the gym and you start lifting those weights, your muscles and your body become stronger, right? Over time, this conditions your mind. So much so that all of the things that you are distracting you now, negative people, negative relationships, victim mentality, all of those things we flip. We will never stop a lot of the external chaos that's coming in. It will always seep in here. But the stronger and the more connected you are to these three, the quicker you can flip that situation. So I think somebody asked me today, how do I deal with self-negative chat? How do I stop it? I truly believe, I don't think you can. Because I think that the way that your brain is so strong that you won't be able to stop that. But what you can do is show the character and the presence to be able to flip that situation. Because you have a strong enough mental resilience to be able to flip that situation. And like Martin said there, when you fall down 10 times, we get up 11. That's mental resilience. When this happens and we fall down, we get straight back up. Some people never get back up. Some people take forever to get back up because they're too busy consumed in that victim mentality. It is our responsibility. It's our responsibility to make sure that if we want to transform the way that we live our lives, if we want more control, if you want to be fitter and healthy, if you want to be a better husband, father, friend, sister, brother, son, it's your responsibility. And no matter what the fuck is going on in your life, it does not matter. It's your responsibility to make sure you get back up on your feet. And there is no knights in white shining armor coming to save you. We have to make sure we do this. We have to make sure that we are battle ready for your life, okay? Because there's only one chance here. And the number of emails and messages I get in terms of regret, oh, sorry, I didn't fucking make the 5-day challenge. I was fucking busy working. Fucking work away, okay? What we're looking for is a selective element of guys who are ready to change their life. If you look at here now, there's 30 people here. There's 220 that have signed up. It's the same story every 5-day challenge. 15% of the challenge, people show up. When we're watching on Friday, I reckon there'll be about 15 people watching because it slowly drops off because this takes over. And this isn't strong enough yet. You either don't believe in it, you either can't muster the energy to get in it, but we can make those changes. And I've seen changes in thousands of men. It starts with here. It starts with how much you want it. All right, guys. I hope that was useful for you. So what I'd like to do now is, number one, open up for some Q&A. So if there's any questions on what I've delivered to you, then please feel free to ask me. If there's, let me know was this benefit for you? Is this something that maybe you didn't expect? Maybe it's something you expected. Hopefully it's been useful to you. But I'm here now to kind of like answer any questions that you have. I would ask that you just keep the questions short and sharp, guys, because my screen is quite tiny and I can only really see like questions. So just like give it to me. You don't need to give me the context behind it. Just kind of give me what you're looking at, and hopefully I can just give you that straight answer to help you. So Jim Eisman, I haven't got up in 4 years, pity party, negative self-talk. Right? So why not? Let's change it. If not now, when? Do you know what I mean? You know, you don't want to be faced with that alternative every time you look in the mirror. All right, guys. Okay, so as you're chatting, as you're typing, hopefully some questions. Tomorrow's challenge is going to be slightly different. You're going to feel alive. If you haven't felt alive for a while, tomorrow you're going to. I like the flip situations comment. Yep, 100%. That's all we can do, right? That's all we can do. So whenever we're faced with something, if we're triggered, if we're knocked, if we've had a bomb drop on us, we flip, right? It's flip. We flip. Oh, wow, that is big. All right, yeah, well done, Alex. Good work for putting yours in. So we haven't seen you for about a year and a half, have we, Alex? This is my third 5-day, and I've done the 28-day also, but falling back into old habits, what would be the next step for me to progress? So Christopher, really good point. So we actually changed the 28-dayer to a 90-day elite movement. So our course and program has completely changed, Chris, because 28 days wasn't enough for guys. So we've actually moved it to 90 days because we want to teach that fundamentals, but there are also 12 missions to follow up and actually continue that journey for 3 months to embed the rewiring. I'll go more into that on Wednesday. What was the bomb you had dropped on you and how did you deal with it? So it was just more of an external situation to do with work. Nothing I can really control. I can't really tell you. But it was just something that was out of my control. And we had worked very, very hard all year, put in the hours to get where it is. But do you know what I thought? Is number 1, I'm not at war. Number 2, I've got all my limbs. Number 3, I'm still breathing. Number 4, I've got a roof above my head with a gorgeous family. Okay, and I just fucking let it go. In the end, I was just like, what am I even wasting time for, into wasting energy in doing that? So I just fucking got myself together, you know. Looking forward to building up my fort. Good man, Kevin. Is it normal to feel scared and anxious about the change? Yes, 100%, and I'm really glad you pulled it up, Neil. Change is scary, right? Because you're going into a place you don't really know. It's like going into, when I went to Afghan. When I went to Afghan, I was shitting myself and I shit myself the whole time because you just don't know what is around the corner. And change is scary because you put yourself on the line. So instead of like allowing the chimp to consume you, you're like, man, I'm going for this. Like, I'm going to be doing stuff I haven't done before. I'm going to be in places I haven't been. I'm going to face imposter syndrome probably. I'm going to probably be challenged by friends why I'm doing it. You're going to probably drop friends along the way, right? So it's 100% scary. It's 100%. Anxiety is going to be up there. 100%. Really good point, Neil. JP can tell you're an RM through and through. You know it, bro. XPTI. At least I'm not doing a stupid voice. Hey, JB, did a 10K yesterday on the 90 day at the Mo. How the hell do you do a 100 miler? Shane, I saw your medal in the WhatsApp group as well. I hope you saw my well done message. Proud of you, bro. Keep doing your stuff in the 90 dayer. And the 100 miler, my thought, why I did the 100 miler here, guys, and here's a story for you. I did my first 100 miler the same day I had my 5-year-old now. The same day I wrote that. Sorry, same year I wrote that. And the same year I did the 100 miler, and I did the 100 miler because I wanted to develop that. I wanted to put myself on the line to build that up. Okay, and it was horrendous. It's Jimmy. I feel after me and my partner split, I don't know how to live. I'm very lonely. So I think when we split from a partner, it's a classic case of losing that companionship. And when you lose that companionship, losing that identity and what you stand for. The way I would look at this, Jimmy, is that this is an opportunity. It's not a problem, but it's an opportunity. What is your next page, your next chapter, the blank canvas going to be for Jimmy? What the fuck is Jimmy going to stand for, and what's his legacy going to be over the next 10 years? You don't have to answer to anybody right now. You could fucking put a backpack on your back, get some socks and fucking shorts and t-shirt, and go traveling around the world if you wanted to. You could do anything you want to in this life, Jimmy. Don't miss or be blinded to the opportunity that is right in front of you. And I often think that about divorce or separation. It is trauma. I've gone through it, like, you know, previously with my previous marriage. But what comes out the other side is an unbelievable human being who has the ability to fucking go all in on their life. Literally all in, and they can do anything that they want to do. And that's you, Jimmy, right now. So don't be lonely. Get out there and see the world. Get out there and find the career or start the business that you want to do. Go and join the local boot camp. Go and join the local clubs. Go and start talking to people. Jimmy, you're in a group of 220 people, man. Like, you can do anything you want to do. You're just missing the confidence to go all in. Feel like I'm going around the same circle. Need to break some barriers and move forwards. 100%. This is Groundhog Day. Everything that happens here is Groundhog Day because you become reactive to life, right? We wake up late. We're fucking scraping the barrel to get to work. We're fucking bored of work. What are you doing for you? Where do you come into it? How do you become the priority? And I don't mean ignore everybody, okay, and fucking move into a bachelor pad, but what are you doing for thirst of life, okay? How are you getting that passion, that drive? So like my man there, he ran 10K. That was his thing for him. He's part of the 90-dayer. He's part of that community. He's on a mission. He's moving forwards. If we keep going around the same circle over and over and over again, we'll never see life any different. You'll wake up at 60 and go, fuck me, where's the last 20 years gone? And if you think I'm lying, I've worked with plenty of 60-year-olds who wake up and say exactly those words. Thanks for your honesty. I'll be on the 90-day challenge, mate. Good man, Alex. Good to have you. Good to see you back as well. Struggling to find work-life balance. Can never switch off as I'm always on call. Lost all motivation. Always feel tired. So, Stephen, if I had £1 for every man that said that to me, I would be a fucking millionaire right now. So, Stephen, there's a couple of things that I would say to you. Number one is you've lost all motivation, but how often do you feel motivated anyway, to be fair? Remember my point on emotional connection. What do you want out of life? What is your vision? What is your mission? What do you want to achieve? Why do you want to achieve it? If you get stuck on these questions, I was questioning one of the lads on the Q&A today about why he wanted to improve himself. You're missing a spark to get your fire going in here because life is controlling you. You're not controlling your life. So number one, either find another fucking job, because I'm not sure how old you are, Stephen, but like, let's say you're 40 and you've got another 20 years working. Are you happy with the situation that's happening right there now? I don't think you are. Probably always tired because you're eating shit. Maybe always tired because you're probably not motivated to train. So you're low in energy because we're not training. There's no structure. There's no system. There's no routine. There's no emotional connection. All of those things you are in control of inputting into your life and your state of mind. And if you can do it and you want it and you find the right reasons why to, you'll never look back. Nobody likes change apart from a baby with a wet nappy. Love it. This sounds like, for me, I'm all about mindset and mental resilience. I'm actually qualified PT, NHS, referral instructor and level 4 nutrition coach. Love it. Lost my grandparents last year in the space of 9 months, and I scraped everything and fell into a very dark hole. Just need someone of your caliber to drill the fuck out of me, 100%. So firstly, apologies for losing your grandparents. That is pretty dark when we lose people. But like I said to one of the other, I think it was Jimmy, would they want you to be in that place? That's my question to you. Would they want you to be in that hole, to be stuck in there? You have all of that potential. Qualified PT, NHS referral instructor, level 4. You can change lives. You now have a responsibility to lift yourself to now go and help other people. And that's very much how I felt when I was lost. I left the college and started my bootcamp company, and we fucking built up to 400 members in 1 year. And I was just driven in helping other people, and that's what created that process and progress and identity and direction. And I didn't know what it was at first. It took a year for me to realize all that. But when you find something and you're like, man, I owe it to people around me to help them, to change their lives, to teach what I've gone through. That's what I'm doing with you, right? I'm sharing my experiences of pain and suffering and that of the thousands of blokes that I've worked with over the last 12 years. Go out and get it, bro. Fucking let's go. XAT 11OD needed this hand my ass to me and wake up, brother. Needed to hear it 100%. So Martin, it happens. You know, we all fall in there. I've met many ex-servicemen that come through this as well. And we just forget, like, you've got all of that, you've got that identity, like you've got your roots there. All you got to do is meet them halfway, right? You know them. And that's what I forgot in those 3 years. I lost my Royal Marine values, character, who the fuck I was. I built myself up to be such a strong identity, and I forgot that. And it's just reconnecting with that bond. Like, do you know? Anytime, Jimmy. When does the 28 days start, mate? Alex, I don't want to tread on toes until Wednesday. I just want to focus on the content for now, if that's right, Alex. But trust me, you'll know, mate, on Wednesday. I'll unravel it, if that's all right. I just want to spend the first couple of nights really just giving as much value as I can to everybody. That was me, JB. You well and truly planted the seed to remain focused. Love it, bro. Do your courses touch on emotional connection? So I think it touches on the whole lot, to be honest. Through change and transformation, you need to connect with your emotional state, your emotional intelligence, your mental outfit, and how you look at life. For 2-3 years after my dark spell, after coming out, I was always crying. Always crying. I would listen to songs that would just make me fucking non-stop. And I think it was just a lot of guilt, and a lot of the time I was lost through those stages, and I feel like, you know, I hurt a lot of people and upset a lot of people, and you go through that through change, right? You detox those emotions, and I just wish men would be more open with it, because as soon as we can drop that ego, you know, that stubbornness, that pride, and allow yourself to heal, to grow, man, you'll be unstoppable, bro. 100%, Thomas. You're more than welcome. Thank you for being here, bro. Really found this session great. Feel like things are a little clearer now. Look forward to tomorrow. Come on now, let me see the comment. Unfortunately working late, so won't be able to watch live tomorrow night. Cheers back, JB. Tom, great to have you. But obviously you can watch back at any time. It will be fully available to you, mate. Anytime, Anth. Thanks, James. Great advice. As always, keeping consistency is my main challenge for keeping me going. Guys, thank you for this evening. I genuinely love doing these sessions. They really make me connect emotionally with what I'm trying to do. These 5 days, more than anything, the 15% that do show up, I think is really, really great to see guys who are actually really embracing it, because like, we're trying to change lives, right? We're trying to transform, and it's not just your lives, it's the family's lives and everything else that goes with it. So tomorrow, it's something a little bit different. I want you to embrace it in the morning. I want you to really give it your all. I want you to be able to feel that fire that I think is missing in probably some of you, and that elite operator that what we call an elite operator in our world, which is that high level mentality in the way that we show up in terms of status and standard. And I think you'll enjoy tomorrow in a weird kind of way. All right. Thank you for watching. Have a great evening. See you tomorrow.